items that will come forward from.
And it may not take anything. I mean, projections are looking like we may be hitting that by the end of this year.
Yeah, and you could adopt a policy or modify your menu policy right now to state that your minimum, absolute minimum is 15%,
There you go.
period. Your target is 25.
Yeah.
You would like to get to the 25. But your absolute minimum is 15, well, you're there now, obviously. That's common
That
practice.
makes sense too.
That does make much more sense.
Now, on
Because I think
the,
since they passed that policy, I don't know that the general fund has ever been at 25% in health state.
I don't think it has, it's been close, but,
And I think they passed that policy around 2015.
yeah, they did, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's really old. I mean, it's time to review it again, so.
Yeah.
And you can hang your hat on the Government Finance Officers Association and whole litany of research out there as to what that minimum needs to be, and rating agencies know what that is. That's not a surprise. Now, on the utility side, at 90 days, if you had revenue bonds, we'd be looking at anywhere from 180 to 210 days of reserve. Now, utility bonds, we don't have any reason to do that in the future because it's not the way you do business. So it leaves you at 90 days. Your electric fund is there now. You're on your way based on the discussion we had and the rate conversation we've had on water and wastewater. You're on your way there.
How many days do we have in there?
164.
90 days?
Yeah, versus 90 days. I believe 1.5 million is 90 days. We had around 3 million sitting there.
When's the next work session on?
Honestly, we're probably going to have to wrap it in if the intent of the council is wanting to address the utility rates at the same time as the budgeting, which I think that's what we discussed. We're going to probably have to wrap that in with one of our budget sessions.
The recommendation that, we heard was to actually make a rate change mid-year this year, right? Which is going to mean change in the ordinance. And so, the only way we'll be able to do that is to have the discussions during the budget process.
Correct. And our May work session, the second Tuesday of May is the budget work session with staff. It will be a little longer if we have this off, but if we want it passed by mid-year, we're going to have to probably do it in that work session. I think that gives us June. I prefer after that work session to actually have the first reading at the end of May and the second reading at the beginning of June to give, because we pass the second reading in June and it goes into effect July 1. So it's just, let's use it in the time to give our citizens and staff an update those changes.
No magic, I believe there's any magic about July 1, other than it's a month before August 1. 2 months ago. So,
No, that's it, yeah.
from your perspective on notification, education, you can delay it a month before you act it, just for that reason. So, that's right. Strive for that if that's what you want to do, but it's not a hard and fast.
Being able to have a significant chunk this year is helpful for 23, obviously, but 1 month's not going to make a difference.
Did we discuss and finance? If we did it this year, then we'd see no rate changes for next year. Right. We got that figured out.
I think we need to bring that.
We escalated it.
Right, I know what we talked about. So we need to bring that to full council and talk about options, doing one rate change mid-year and then the planned one, or another one, January 1, and everything like that. Or we talked about budget and finance was mid-year and skipping January 1, which is basically
2024.
year and a half, 18 months before the final rate increase. Because these rate increases are not insignificant. And you're going to see that when we talk about it. And so what it really comes down to, I think, is the whole policy around how quickly do we want to get back to a 15 to 25% range in reserve, right? So it's the rates that get you there. and that's the only revenue that we have in these utilities. So the whole question is you could get there in a year, you'd have to move your rates high enough to be able to do that in a year. Right, so it's how long you want to take, what's the policy, and then kind of, then your rate structure kind of becomes known based on your current population and cost of delivering that, and then you have to make some assumptions on growth, cost of operating, and cost of water and other goods, and then you change the plan. Well, we've got historical numbers. We know, what we've annexed, and we kind of know what we have planned for the new developments and timing of that, right? So it's really those types of things that you can get some pretty good idea of, like,
Maybe this was, Scott, what do you think about instead of waiting to the work session and adding that on to what Timothy Eden already went to the work session, that we just go and put it on next council? I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Presenting that to the full council and what we discussed there.
It's important.
Adding it to the next council.
Goes too long.
Continue it on in the work session. That's what it is.
So back to the reserve policy. Is there any, I guess, what's the council,
I would support, changing the policy to the range, effective 2023.
does that affect anything on our bonding if we made it?
I didn't hear what he said at all, so I can't tell you what the rating agency is going to do.
Adding the 15.
No, I know.
No, he didn't. No. He didn't hear us, so he can't ask him. He doesn't know.
You want your nose well.
Okay. I get it.
No, that's why I hear, 2023, having a consideration for a budget discussion for.
But it would pass it in 2023.
Okay. So we'll just wait.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, we modify it by adding the absolute minimum 15%, the rest of it 50%. I don't see that as a significant change.
We good with that? Thank you.
But
All right, council committee report, President Finance, Scott.
We talked about what we talked about in the committee, proposed rate increases in the reserve policy. We need to add a meeting.
You want to post it out to next Friday?
So the next meeting will be Friday the 29th, 7:45 a.m., second floor city hall.
I guess I'll report there's no report since last time. Public safety, Jared. Any report on public safety?
Evidently, there's not enough information available yet.
Public works, too.
We discussed possible change in the city code regarding installing multiple service for activities. And this was brought to the committee, last meeting on the 15th, so the discussion is we also discussed the city helping in costs of mural benches that will be placed around the city. And the mural committee is going to develop a proposal for the city to review. You probably have noticed the front of the library has been excavated and therefore concrete there as the weather permits. They went and toured with the Vance Brothers Company for chip and seal project this summer, received bids, and the price is almost double of what it was last year. And that means that it's probably going to be, a need to cut back on the number of streets that they're going to see this year. We removed final items from the Bauer Gym that were going to keep. And circulation pump has been installed at the pool, and the pool is scheduled to open Memorial Day weekend. All public restrooms in the parks are now open from 6 in the morning till 10 in the evening. And they've completed flushing and testing the fire hydrants as requested by the fire chief. And surveyors are to begin working on the North 400 Road water line extension. Design and bidding will likely run into May and get bids by early summer. Our next meeting is May 12th at 1 o'clock.
Strategic plan, Scott.
Like I said, our final work session on the strategic plan by Jim Cook last week. Or this week.
That's for sure. It was within the last 7 days.
It was the day after our work session.
So I don't know, Glenn, if she committed to a timeline for results.
Yeah, she does, but I don't remember the exact date on that. It's not long. She wanted to get that to us here pretty quick, so I'd expect within the next couple of weeks to have her completed. I'll follow up with her about that.
I think what the plan for the committee then is to take those results and along with the rest of the council, they'll individually look at that, but then maybe work that into a work session and we can fit it in as far as what she generates plus, maybe finishing it out a little bit and then something we want to publish, to the community for, kind of ongoing feedback. And say this is kind of the starting point for this council. Sort of feedback we get it on the website, get it out there for feedback. So,
It might be something too, just this popped in my mind for you guys to discuss is, once we receive that report, you guys review it, everybody reviews it, and then we'll bring it in front of council for an actual formal adoption of our strategic plan.
yeah.
That might be just a.
Yeah, I think it probably is going to take another collaboration effort amongst everybody between what we get and what we might want to add to it. And then I think we'll be ready for, formal. So that's kind of like, if we have it by the end of the year, formally published, and we plan to spend a lot of time on it between now and budget. So we just keep forward to it. Yeah, I think our goal should be by the end of the year have something that we can adopt. So next meeting, I guess we'll set that once we know when we're going to get the results back and we'll publish that.
City administrator staff comments? The only comment I had was, in the utility meeting, we kind of got off on some
Yeah, we did.
different discussions. And,
So you do that in every community?
yeah, we do.
It's only the ones from
So,
Casey.
so hey, we found the issue. It's good to know, though.
That was me. My son actually, we were at the fire tree park one day, and walked back into the pond area. I don't know if a lot of people know, the city owns a retention pond back there. And he
We already thought that. Yep.
And he mentioned to me, he said, well, can we fish this? And I said, no, there's no fish in there. And he goes, well, why not? And I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty good idea. So we talked about it in the utility meeting, discussed it with Rob again. He did meet with an excavator today. We actually had a local excavator say that they would donate the excavation of that pond to help the city out so we could have a little fishing pond for catch and release pond. So that was pretty exciting news today.
It was not a
Well, BTSK, they're the,
Yeah.
they offered to do it for free if the city would at least haul out the dirt and stuff from it.
So when are they gonna start
Well, Rob, we're kind of waiting for them, right? to-
Yeah, he's gonna get back with me in a couple of days, and it just kind of be at his schedule,
that?
and
Oh, yeah, it's free. I'll let them
Is there
know.
enough water year round to keep that thing?
It always has water in it. And then there's a creek overflow that flows into that pond.
we're probably gonna look at making it a little deeper
Yeah.
while he's there, and, yeah, so.
That overflow, I said, oh, now look at this. That overflow is good to go on. But fish swim upstream,
Yeah, we'll have to put some netting.
something for that, yeah. The whole boat is done. I think it's an excellent idea,
I do too.
excellent idea.
So I think we can get this done, very cheap and add a city service to the kids and town.
Keep taking grandson out there again. They would have for us.
I told him,
The idea, man.
yeah, I actually told him today, we drove by it, I picked him up yesterday after Easter and drove by and I said, hey buddy, I said, guess what? And he said, what? And I said, your idea about putting the fish? I said, I think we're gonna actually be able to do that. He said, are you serious? I said, yeah. I said, that's pretty cool to be involved in local government, isn't it? I said, you can see.
When it works. Oh, that's his fun.
Yeah, he was pretty proud. We talked about it today again, and he's like, "That's going to be awesome because I'll just carry my fishing pole down there." So he was pretty excited. So I just wanted to give
Yeah.
you guys an
I
update
forgot
on
about
that.
I was gonna bring it up, but he didn't.
that. Okay.
Jerry actually brought up a good idea. Well, with the silt that we'll pull out of there because it's pretty silted in.
It is.
To bring that extra dirt up to the community garden so that they can use it for their gardening up there, because it's going to be really good.
Yeah, we'll have to find a place to put it, as good as any.
Once the guy's out, it'll be pretty good.
Yeah. All right, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I got
Sorry.
something I was going to mention. Two places in Baldwin have received awards. And that was the Lumberyard Arts Center for nonprofit, and also the owner of Jaw Bats for under 30 entrepreneurs. So thought that should be mentioned and celebrated, because I think there were like 177 applications, and Baldwin got two awards. So anyway,
What was the
that was pretty.
second one? The art center, what was the other one?
Jaw bats.
Jaw Bats,
What's that?
the guy over here that makes baseball bats.
Custom.
I didn't know we had a guy that made baseball.
Oh, you
bats.
should,
You should go.
yeah,
Yeah.
you should.
I get out a lot, but I don't know anything about baseball bats.
You should go, it's pretty cool. He sells them, I mean, all over. It's not just a
He has Major
local.
League Baseball players bats in this.
Mhm.
Is that right?
It's a pretty cool operation. The Lieutenant Governor actually,
Where's it at?
it's right behind,
The old long
the old
crowd.
Minecraft building, the backside of it. The Lieutenant Governor, after that award ceremony, actually came down to Baldwin and toured Jaw Bats and everything.
Right,
So,
and Christina
that's
Hasley was there also. And the Lieutenant Governor was pretty impressed with the Lumberyard Arts Center, so, yeah, it was a good thing. So, anyway, I just thought she could celebrate.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks.
That slipped my mind completely, and I was at the luncheon, so thank you for bringing that up.
Speaking of that, though, before you do that, it's kind of following on to, Lieutenant reminded me that he did approve our row housing incentive district.
Good, we talked to him about that,
Got it down on my.
we needed that to be assigned,
He did pretty well.
the rural housing incentive district.
Oh.
Yeah, he approves those, so.
So, and then he wrote a recommendation letter also for our federal grants, state grants. Because he's
We need to bring him down here more.
I told him at that luncheon, that hopefully we're inviting him down for ribbon cutting for the trail at some point. So he was big in the trails when he was down in, what was she? Allen.
Yeah.
He was kind of the catalyst for it. A lot of good stuff. All right, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
You did already.
I'll second.
Move the second.
You
All in
can make
favor,
it.
say aye.
You should make a motion.
You said you already did.
I did.
All right, she seconded it, and then we voted.
I didn't vote.
Vote passes 2-1.